for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcome to the Board of Supervisors meeting this June 20th, 2023. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Meet with department heads and elected officials. Krista Poggemiller, Health Department.
Good morning. We're continuing to keep busy at the Health Department. We are participating in Pride Fest this weekend at Grateful Park, so we'll be doing some testing and have information for the public.
Well, that was quick.
What'd you say?
I wish I had Chris to do that more often.
Oh.
That's fantastic. Let's go to Angie Bond, Safety.
Good morning, keeping busy, but really nothing to add.
Appreciate that. Rodney Bleasner, Maintenance.
Good morning, got a couple agenda items, other than that, nothing new to add this morning.
Natalie Steffner, Recorder's Office.
Good morning. Hosted our recorder summer school last week. We had a great turnout, over 80 participants, and all the state agencies that we deal with were able to be there besides the Department's Natural Resources. They did a Zoom, but it would have been nice to have them there. Had some active shooting training and just some other trainings, but yeah, it was a great turnout. Went to the Bees game.
Who'd you have come from the supervisory board?
Well, I did see Shane there. He was having
No,
some fun at Fun
who
City.
did you invite?
We were playing games. John Billups did a great job at welcoming everybody to town too.
Good deal.
And I guess that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's plenty. Cheryl McVeigh, Finance.
I just have an agenda item.
Janelle Nellie Lundquist.
Good morning. We're keeping busy. We held our annual tax sale yesterday and sold 359 parcels out of 414 with an amount of about $370,000. So there's about 55 that were unsold, and I would guesstimate those are likely mobile homes. But thanks to Colin for having the laptop available in this room while the tax sale was online. So other than that, we'll start printing certificates and notifications.
Colin Gers. Yeah.
Good morning, doing well. We had our big ITAC conference last week, so I had some good discussions up there and some good discussions with the state, but other than that, nothing new to report.
All right. Sarah Marie, Auditor.
Just a reminder that for the July week, we will have our meeting on Wednesday the 5th. So that will be a change. Cheryl and I are going to Isaka today, so we'll be gone the rest of the week. So I will be available by email, or you can text me, call my cell phone, whatever, for the agenda. But yeah, we'll be gone, learning new things and talking to other fellow auditors. So.
How do we get in touch with Cheryl if we don't want to talk to you?
Her cell phone.
I'm sorry, what was that? Brian Carter, County Engineer.
Good morning. I guess we'll start with the hot topic. We closed Highway 99 yesterday. No matter how many letters you send out, no matter what you do, you still catch people off guard, and that's unfortunate because I've always said it's far better for people to have a heads up. But anyway, it did start just like I mentioned last week. As of yesterday, the first, anytime you have a major closure like that, that first half a day is kind of rough because you've got signs going up, and it's just a process to get all the signs going up. So somebody will come across a detour sign, but all the other detour signs are still getting put up. So it's just one of those things. It's kind of the nature of the beast. But currently the through traffic on 99 is closed off, so there is a detour. It does use a couple gravel roads. It's the only option. If you want to avoid gravel roads, it's not signed as a detour, but you have to go up through Mediapolis and cut across over to Highway 61 and come down. And I do believe there are some companies doing that, particularly if you get up to Tri-Oak and such. I think instead of coming down this way and using gravels, they're going a different direction with the trucks that can. There's a signed detour. The gravel roads have been treated with dust control. The problem is we've been bone dry for how long now? And it seems like it's dusty on them, it seems like it's not working, but if you go drive a road without dust control and then drive one that has dust control, there is a major difference between them. It's just, when there's no moisture, there's no moisture. And obviously Burlington got a little bit of rain, so that's great. But when you go throughout the county, that's not the case in everywhere, in every location. And even on the same road, you might drive in and out of a spot that got some moisture. So that's where it's at right now. People are gonna need to take it easy and be safe. That's the best I can say. We just don't have any other options. But we will get this project knocked out as quick as we can. I mentioned before, right now we're saying 3 months, but the closure that I sent out says 3 to 4 months. I want to point out that this is probably one of the rare situations where when I say 3 months, that's probably a best case scenario. I don't normally give best case scenarios, but this project for that time frame, it's a tight time frame that we put on the project. That's the working days, is 60 working days, which equates to very closely to 3 months. It would be a challenge for them to wrap this project sooner than that, so we'll just see. They did some saw cutting yesterday and some stuff, and like I said, it's been a better part of the day putting up traffic control signs. And we've had some.
Can you confirm, Brian, for the listeners, that you let all emergency services, that they're all aware of this?
Oh, all the ones in this area, yes. Yeah. We did a press release last,
The 14th.
okay, the 14th.
I've got a list here, I'm gonna butt in on you.
Okay.
But in James.
It was brought to my attention that Facebook is not a good friend of ours right now.
Really?
Yeah, they said that
Shocker.
he didn't let fire departments or anybody know. Here's a list of your
Everybody that got the
news
press
release: KBUR, KGRS, KCPS, KILJ, KKMI, KDMG, the Hawkeye, Des Moines County News, Mediapolis News, Southeast Iowa Union, Post Office, Sheriff's Department, DESCOM, GIS, Burlington Community Schools, Burlington Police Department, Burlington Fire Department, Danville Fire Department, Mediapolis Fire Department, New London Fire Department, West Burlington Fire Department, Yarmouth Fire Department. I think it hit everybody. And
Well, credit to my office staff for that, because they put those together and try to be as thorough as possible. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard that, of course, I don't play on social media, and for much of the reason is what you're talking about. It's not necessarily a place to get accurate information. There was a few folks that for some reason thought we hadn't notified the fire department, but we did. We sent that out last week, and it's been out there too. I mean, you have to understand that the fire department's made up of a bunch of great people that work, and they read the Hawkeye. They see the headline that says work coming up. And
Yep.
so in general, but we do send it to 3 or 4 people at the fire department, and we try to keep that list up to date. We updated it again. There was one person that retired. We added another one, but there's still 3 or 4 people that got it. One of them being Chief Trexel, so I'm sure they had it. And probably somebody asked somebody through the grapevine, and they said they didn't have any idea, and either way, I'm sure they're aware of it. Yeah, like I said, you do your best. Unfortunately, there's still somebody somewhere, or a handful of somebody somewheres that find out about it when it actually happens. But I will tell you this, they only find out once, and after that, they know. And and then they're good to go. So,
But this project isn't to inconvenience anyone. It's to make sure that everybody has good access. That's the bottom line. We need to make sure people are safe getting to and out of town. And this reroute, it's going to put, or delay just a little bit, but everybody knows what's up, and so people be mindful. And to the lady that sent me the email, you know, if you start, you just need to work a little earlier. If you feel like there's something that you're a little bit nervous about, go ahead and make the phone call, call it in, and they'll get to you, but,
there's been a few comments about the extra, and this is, almost any big project we do, emergency services get brought up. Rightfully so, people are concerned, especially elderly citizens, about their health, and I can't fault them for that. And I mean, what they don't see is there's a lot of communication between us. We try to do a good job with emergency response, and on other projects, this will probably be the same, for paving projects. We coordinate with those emergency responders in and during the project, and they get some information that the public never ever sees. We've done some paving projects before where once we got a certain stretch of road paved, we called up the ambulance service or whatever it was and said, hey, just so you know, if you get a call, we can't officially tell you it's open, but you can go through here and get to this house, because we have a, you know, I'm not saying we don't make those guarantees going into
Right.
something, because it's different for every single project, but we do work closely with the emergency response and take the job they need to do and the service they provide very seriously. But yes, there is going to be a period of time where it's just gonna be a longer trip to get somewhere. I also had mentioned that, because I also had some communication, how, you know, kind of ridiculous it was about the length of time. Anybody remembers back 3 years ago or so, we had Flint Creek closed, that crossing closed for, I would say 9 or 10 months. I didn't look back and check it, but it was a long haul. And we had no other choice. That was the only spot there, it was the only option. We actually intentionally handled this entire project to shorten the closure. So this one, we're estimating 3 months. And that's because of the work we did in a whole nother phase of the project last year, where we kept everything open. We put up the 1-lane stuff, and it was very inconvenient for about a month and a half, because people had to wait at the lights and wait for traffic and all that sort of stuff. But that was very intentional. We built the bridge off of alignment. Now, yes, we got some safety improvements out of that, but it also allowed the road to stay open longer. So we have made some very intentional decisions, and we made these decisions 5 or 6, 7 years ago. These aren't decisions that were made on a whim because somebody called and said, could you keep the road open longer? It's because we're aware we want to try to keep the road open longer. But it does come to a point where you gotta close a road to build a road. And that's where we're at right now. So we'll get through it. I know it'll be inconvenient. I totally understand it, because I've dealt with it in my own personal location and going around projects, and it's a pain, and people don't wanna drive all the gravel, and we understand all of that. But we'll get through it, and project is off and going, and we'll keep moving. It should be done, hopefully they're at the front end of harvest, and get everybody back onto the road. I will say this, that right now, just for the local residents right there on 90th and White Camp and right that area, the contractor's leaving that intersection open for south for those folks if they need to go to Burlington. It will not remain open very long. We're not publicly advertising that or anything like that, but I did have an email with the lady yesterday and said, well, you're not gonna get a long time, but a couple days is better than nothing. So I don't know when they will actually close it off completely, but they are leaving that open for a few extra days. So that's a credit to the contractor, I guess, of making it a little easier for a few extra days. So that's coming on and moving on, and otherwise we have plenty of other projects. I do have a tour on the agenda, and if you gentlemen would like to go up and see kind of where the signage is and stuff, because I know you've been contacted. If you want a visual, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. If you guys get calls and want to see something, all you gotta do is holler at me, and you know I'll look you up, take you out there, and show it to you also, so you can kind of have a visual of what you're getting contacted with. And if you guys get a communication and they haven't called our office, I know people might think it's a waste of time to call, but they're always welcome to call. And maybe we can at least shed some light on what we're doing or how we're doing it or whatever. So we're happy to talk to anybody that calls. So don't hesitate to pass them on.
Sounds good.
So, anyway, that's all I have for now.
Appreciate your work, Brian. Chris Lee, Conservation.
Hi, good morning. So let's talk about wildlife.
Let's talk about it.
We probably get, it's not uncommon to get a dozen or more calls a day. People have found a baby animal, or saw a baby animal, or saw something in town during the day or in the evening or something like that. It is baby animal season, all the fawns are coming out. You're finding they're getting out, trying to gain their independence and learn how to survive in the world. There's lots of baby rabbits. It's warm and dry. I think there's a round of distemper going through the raccoon population. There's been raccoons wandering out like zombies during the middle of the day. That's a disease that they get when their populations get high. All of these are natural forces. The best thing you can do if you see an animal is to leave it where it is. Even if you don't see the mother, there's a very good chance that the mother's off hiding in the woods somewhere. They'll come back at night when there's no people around. Leave the thing where it is. If you pick it up, you have almost certainly signed its death warrant. We got called the other day, a lady said that there was a fawn in town somewhere, and I said, you absolutely have to leave it. She said, well, I already brought it home. A, that's illegal.
She brought home what?
A fawn.
So
A,
much I heard you
that's very illegal. B, you've killed it. Just leave the babies where they are. If it's something where it's visibly injured, it's got a visible injury on it, there is a list of wildlife rehabbers that you can find through the Iowa State University Extension website or the DNR's website. And all wildlife situations have to be dealt with by the Iowa DNR. And that would be calling your local conservation officer, and all those numbers are listed also on the DNR's website or on the back of the hunting regulations, any of that kind of stuff. But, I mean, it is endless stream of calls we're getting on animal sightings and babies and stuff. So just leave them where they are. That's the best thing that can happen. The mothers are generally around. Only in rare instances where they're visibly injured or it's been multiple days, only then should human intervention be considered. So that's my PSA for today, I think.
All right.
I hope you publish that.
We get all the calls once they've been ran over.
So
And nobody wants them
flat
at
on
that
the county
point.
road, call Brian.
Nobody's picking them up, nobody's taking them home.
I just appreciate the announcement, so now I know not to bring a fawn home.
Yeah.
Well, that should be common knowledge. I was taught that in school. Grade school, you know, this,
School's a lot better back then, Jim.
well, that was only been 20 years.
I get people
Well,
have
that's
the best
true.
of intentions, but I mean, you gotta understand the dynamic that you're having here. If humans get involved, it is the end of that animal, quite likely. So, they're only gonna make it if they learn to survive in the wild on their own.
Okay. I think I get, did I miss anybody? I didn't miss anybody, did
Just have a
I?
question about,
Robert?
Do birds have a sense of smell?
not generally.
So you could rescue a baby bird that fell out of the nest that couldn't fly?
No, if you rescue a baby bird that fell on the nest that couldn't fly, see, the thing about rescuing any animal is if humans get involved, it's gonna become dependent on the human intervention. And so it will not learn to survive on its own in the wild. It will not learn to forage, to find food. It's likely not going to learn to fly well because it doesn't need to if the human's there providing it the food all the time. They have to fall out of the nest. Oftentimes birds, they haven't yet figured out how to flap their wings and fly, but they know they have to, so they'll jump out of the nest and they won't make it, and they'll hit the ground. Well, they'll flop around. The mother will probably be off somewhere else, flapping its wings, chirping at it, giving it encouragement, as you should do with your kids, and it's going to learn that independence to fly. If the human gets involved and puts it in the cage,
How's this
or
guy
a
learn this
shoebox,
stuff, man? You know?
or something like that, it'll never learn to fly, and it will only ever be dependent on human, or if you go and turn it loose in the wild, it's gonna get eaten by the neighborhood cat.
But you
Because
can
it
put
hasn't
it back in
learned
the
to survive.
nest, correct?
I guess you could theoretically pick it up. and
I
put it
think
back in
that's
the
what,
nest. Yeah.
the sense of
No,
smell thing.
So if you
Like
touch
our
it, the
kids
mother's not
push it
gonna
out
come
the
in and
door
smell the
and
human
let
on
them
it.
fly.
So I mean, if you wanna pick it up, put it back in the nest, but really the best thing to do is just keep your cats away from it and just let it learn its thing.
A lot of times mom will kick it out of the nest.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Right? Yeah. You know, in humans, they call that failure to launch, and in the natural world, it's called survival of the fittest.
All right.
Morning, Tom.
Morning, Jim. Morning, Shane.
Morning, Thomas. Did you learn anything about leave the animals alone?
I learned about that. I learned why I looked all over the Miami Herald to try to find that 99 closure, and there wasn't a word in it.
Missed it, Brian.
We'll add them.
Thank you, Thomas, for being thorough. Let's move on, gentlemen, to correspondence. I had one from Mrs. Dingman. She was concerned over the Highway 99 closing. You know about that. I sent her.
Jim and Tom forwarded that to me. So I'm happy to talk to her anytime, but she actually contacted you guys directly and didn't get a hold of me, but I did see it. So
I emailed her back. She was not satisfied with my email, but I still reached out to her and tried to assure her that.
Thanks for getting back to her.
This was, it's gotta be done. It's gonna be safer after we get through this. It's gonna be a straight shot, nice, good roads and bridges. So anyways, that's all I had. Thomas, any correspondence?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to discussion and vote. First, we have accounts payable in the amount of $980,009.30. Can I get a motion?
Move approved.
Second.
Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes. Next, we have 5B. It is the approval of the FY24 workers' compensation renewal. The state law requires that every employer provide workers' compensation insurance for their employees. This insurance provides coverage for accidents or disease arising from employment as prescribed by these state laws. Benefits may include lost wages, medical expenses, and permanent disfigurement, disability payments. Various additional endorsements can also be added to ensure that adequate protection is being provided for your particular situation. That is what we're doing. That's what it is. Anybody want to add anything to this?
Insurance is kind of a mixed bag this year. The workman's compensation was the good news. Our premium went down from $186,000 to $165,000. That's $21,000 less and an 11% decrease. And then I mentioned a few weeks ago, we also got a $46,000 dividend refund from workers' compensation. So I would make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Moved in second. Sarah Marie?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes. 5C, this is the approval of the FY24 ICAP insurance renewal. Tommy, this is your baby.
It's at the other end of the mixed bag is liability insurance. And it increased from $369,000 to $429,000. That's $60,000 increase, about 16%. We knew it was gonna happen. Liability insurance went up, so not much we can do about it. Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Sarah Marie?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. Five D is an approval of a lease agreement with River Cross, and these are lease agreements that we have to have signed yearly. This one is for Cottonwood Suite 1001, Burlington, Iowa. This is a legal document for River Cross Cottonwood Care Facility.
This is an annual agreement with Hope Haven for the care facility out there at Cottonwood. Nothing's changed, it's kind of been the same for the last several years, so That's for their dual diagnosis program that they have out there, that's what this building is for, so.
I'll move to approve that.
Second.
Moved and second. Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes. Five E. This is the approval of a lease agreement with Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa. It's up to the same place, but we've got several lease agreements. Rodney?
Yeah, this is for, some office space for, the Cottonwood CPC, I still call it CPC offices. That's where, Ken and Patty and Ted and April are housed, so this is just a lease agreement for the office space that they utilize there at the offices out there at Cottonwood, through the Mental Health Agency, which used to be CO, which now it's a new name, but, same agreement as last year. They go by a square footage and a certain amount per square footage. So that amounts to, I believe, is $5,220 annually.
Move to approve.
Moved and second. Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes. Next, we have a fiscal agent agreement with Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa. Who wants to address this?
Moines County is the fiscal agent for the Southeast, or for the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa, the same as it used to be for the Steel region. They do not have an accounting department, so Des Moines County writes their checks for them. And is that fair, Sarah?
Yes,
We get reimbursed for it.
we get reimbursed for all the checks and
Yeah.
everything we write, we do their payroll, all of that. So we're their fiscal agent, we get reimbursed for everything.
I would make a motion to approve
All
that.
right, right on.
Second.
Moved and second. Sarah Marie?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes. Next, we have 5G. It's a memorandum of understanding regarding reimbursement from the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa for county employees, occupancy, and equipment.
That's a similar agreement. Ken Heinman, I don't think he's there today, I heard. There are, Des Moines County employs them. They get paid from Des Moines County. We're reimbursed for their wages, their benefits, vehicle expenses. That's so that we get reimbursed for our expenses incurred for the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa. It'll take me a while to get used to saying that, so Southeast Iowa thing, but I'll make it. Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Sarah Marie?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. Sarah Marie,
Yes.
right? That's you on that.
That's yours.
Is that me?
Well, you're the chairperson.
Right there.
You are right, thank you, sir. All right, I take back what I was thinking about you earlier, you're okay. Next to 5H, we have the Howard E. Neihart Company Service Agreement for FYE 2024-2025. Their actuarial services, they do the audits for us yearly, and this is refreshing our agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. Is this me on Neihart,
What does it say?
Des Moines County?
Go for it. I think that's the one that I was questioning, because it doesn't say, it just says Des Moines County,
Yeah, if it's not, we'll just,
but I'm fine with that.
right on, but I'm pretty sure you're correct. Next we have I is a resolution to approve appropriations for FY 2024. I'm just gonna run through these real quick. It's the total amount of $53,342,933. The Board of Supervisors, $152,752. Auditor and Elections, $615,283. The Treasurer, $889,325. The Attorney, $1,713,538. $1,713,538. The Sheriff's Department, $3,430,440. The Clerk of Court, $526,257. The Recorder at $351,430. Pioneer Cemetery is at $36,050. Solid Waste is at $166,000. Road clearing is at $35,000. The Drug Seizure Program is at 0. The Land Use Development is at $57,000. Secondary Roads is at $7,570,910. Veterans Affairs is at $110,921. Conservation is at $1,414,765. Local Health is at $1,137,113. Human Services, wow, is at $312,796. The Medical Examiner is at $242,600. The jail is at $2,956,052. GIS is at $283,524. Are you getting this, Bob? E911 is at $133,060. Courthouse maintenance is at $1,639,843. Information technology is at $926,863. MHDS and case management is at $370,744. The fairgrounds is at $80,000. The county assessor is at $653,707. Emergency management is at $4,182,768. DESCOM is at $1,137,861. SEAL is at $11,091,142. And the non-departmental is $11,125,289. Again, for the total of $53,342,933 appropriated for FY 2024-25. Should you repeat that? Would you like for me to repeat that for you, Bob?
He'll want a picture of it after.
Can I get a motion? I'll let you take a picture of it. Can I get a motion to approve appropriations?
Well, it's standoff between Tom and me.
Wait for a motion to approve.
Tom, they didn't give us enough. but I'll second it.
Well, it's too late, you first and seconded. Sarah Marie?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. All right, let's spend that money now. We also have one personnel action for 5J. It is Brianna Teal for the Correctional Center. She is a correctional officer, full-time. She's a new hire. She starts June 26th of 2023, and her rate of pay is $41,362.40.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved in second. Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. And last but not least, we have 5K, which are the minutes for the regular meeting on June 13th, 2023. Can I get approval of the minutes, please?
So moved.
It sounded like a second to me, or a sneeze. Sarah Marie?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yep. Okay, do we have any other business? Future agenda items?
I think
Wind and solar.
Zach is gonna, and I talked to him, I think he's gonna reach out to Sarah and put that, another work session. Or to get I think he wants a public hearing, does he, Sarah, for the,
Yes, we're gonna do a public hearing
So we're-
starting the
Fifth.
5th. So we're gonna do the
And
5th,
he's-
11th, and 18th.
he sent a draft, close to final draft of that out. I had some comments that I will get emailed out in the next, couple days that might affect that, and I'm sure Zach will be. I found one that I'm pretty sure is a mistake. Anyway, he will reissue those probably later this week, but I don't see any reason once a couple of those things are addressed, we can't have a public hearing.
Okay. Let me know, cause I have to post it on Thursday.
Right. You don't have, that, and that's when you need the changes.
Yes, cause I'm gonna put it on the website on Thursday.
Okay. No problem, I will get those out tomorrow.
So he said something about, so that's for the wind, but the solar, he wanted to have a work session for that. Was that for the 5th or the following week?
I do not know, all I know is that we were gonna get the, resolution setting a public hearing date
For both, I
for the
thought.
wind.
Okay.
Well, in both of these, we have to realize that if we do nothing, it's just Lord of the Flies, right? So, if industry doesn't like what we're proposing, their plan then is to just keep dragging it out, so they can get whatever they want in, and then it's too late, it doesn't matter what we pass. Right? And once they have a windmill put up or solar panels set in, we can't regulate them after the fact, and right now, we don't get any notice until we physically see them. So, there's nothing's on fire that we know of, but another work session,
Yeah, I didn't know we were having a work session on that. I thought we were moving forward on both, I thought.
Yeah.
but-
We're doing them separate, so the wind we're going forward with, and then we're doing another work session on the solar is what he had told me.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Committee reports. I've Got nothing.
I had a Russ meeting, and we're still, got some delinquent accounts, like, little town of Wally up in Keokuk County. They're, $9,620 delinquent. Mount Sterling, Van Buren County, they're $2,700.60 delinquent. In Argyle and Lee County is $3,151.65 in delinquent. So, but they're working with them, with, getting them, putting them on the property tax that the county's gonna pay for them. That's one meeting I had. Then I had the Southeast Iowa Crime Commission, and everything's going pretty good with the Crime Commission, but, if anybody knows any retired people that would like to get out and transport people across the country, for the Crime Commission, they're looking for subs, maybe working full-time. What you take people that's committed, to mental health or something, and they furnish the automobile. And they said they're having the best luck with people who's retired. So they'd like to fill them positions. And then I had a juvenile detention meeting, and it doesn't look good for Des Moines County. Last year, through May, which we don't have the June figure yet, so it's not over. Last year through June, or May, why, we had 1,144 days down at juvenile detention. And that was, total, the days is what it counts like. If you got 3 of them down there, that's 3 days. And then adds up, so we had 1,144. This year, through May, we got 1,383. So, which is in tune at $185 a day now, is a little over 44,000, almost $45,000 more we spent this year already. And I think we put $204,000 in that, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Cheryl?
That's correct.
And at this rate, that 200,000 is not gonna take care of it for the rest of the year, so. So I don't know, thankful these kids are getting off the streets, but, that's all I got. We just have too much to do with problems right now.
Well, and part of that, Jim, is we have that shooting that happened in, I think it was Markel Fridays. But anyways, that murder that happened in West Burlington,
Yep,
and they were juveniles. So that's,
that's part of it. That can happen again, Brent, that could happen tomorrow.
yeah,
It could happen tonight.
right.
Let's hope not.
So, these are the statistics that we're dealing with down there.
Appreciate that report though, Jim. You just reminded me of a meeting I forgot. I had 8th Judicial District meeting up in Fairfield, and they're making a realignment changes, and so the state is basically taking over, which is happening in a lot of stuff, but I mean, and they are, so they have to deal with changing over all the little small things, cards, and, you know what I'm saying, by July 1, so that's what they're dealing with, and they're kind of stressed out a little bit, but they're encouraged that things are gonna work out, so.
I don't think they're,
Pretty good staff.
they're even talking about, from what I understand, they're talking about not even having the supervisors come in on that anymore.
That was not made aware to me.
That's what I heard at this Russ meeting, a couple of them.
Really?
They come down there from Russ, but I don't know what the deal is on it.
Well, I know that more power is being taken away.
More power is being taken away from you.
That's true, that is true. Yeah, it's, we're gonna start experiencing that with a lot of different stuff, so I mean, it's just the way that it is, but it's almost like a hostile takeover, but that's what's going on, The other thing, I just did want to thank CP. I appreciate you for your help in trying to address some hunger in Des Moines County. And I know what you didn't get paid for it, but I appreciate it all the same. You're an activist, something like that, friend. So anyway, I just want to appreciate you. Thomas?
I attended the very last meeting of the Southeast Iowa Mental Health Region. And after that, we had the, I guess I'd call it the organizational meeting of the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa. And so many people from each region are now on the board. Apparently I'm still on it. But anyway, that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your committee reports. Now's the time for public input. I'm gonna have Jim set the clock. We're gonna give you a couple minutes here, and we really do. We wanna hear from you. And even if it's bad news and you're upset, I really don't mind at all. People get upset, and that's your right. But we'd like to hear from you. If you'd like to call in, you can do that, and Sarah Marie will be glad to answer that phone. You can call 319-753-8203, extension 4. Again, that is 319-753-8203, extension 4. Or you can email us at board@dmcounty.com. Again, that is board@dmcounty.com. We will all get that email, and we'd love to hear from you. So if you want to call in at this time, we'll give you 2 minutes. Thomas? Where'd Thomas go? Did he disappear?
I'm here.
All right. Thomas, tell us something.
How's the grandkids?
They act just like their grandmother.
Uh-oh. Is that good or bad?
He's gonna go to hell for lying, first and foremost.
They're fine.
Good.
They're fine.
James, anything?
Well, no, not really. It's been a long, tough week, so.
Cheryl McVeigh, you're gonna
And
go to
it's
town.
Tuesday.
What's that?
It's been a long, tough week and it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Ooh, this week's not over yet?
I lost my best friend
Oh, I'm sorry.
a week ago Saturday.
No doubt.
And, it's been tough.
What was his name?
D. Green,
Can you spell that?
D-E-E, Green.
Like the color green, Green. Good guy.
And his wife's a real good friend of Janelle.
Yes, she is.
I never met him, but I heard about him, and I heard about some of the trips, and he sounded like a really cool guy. I know you really enjoyed spending time with him, so, yeah, prayers for his family, friend. My classmate just lost her father. I'll be doing his service on Saturday, so, Des Moines County, appreciate what you got. You just never know. Tomorrow's not a promise, so, kiss your family, kiss your kids, give them a whooping if they need one. That's what I say. Wait, how much time we got, James?
10 seconds.
All right. Again, you missed out, but you could have called us at 319-753-8203, extension 4. You can still do that. Or you can call Jim's cell phone. He'll answer it after we get done adjourned.
That has to be the timer.
All right, that's the timer?
2 minutes was up.
All right. Well, again, we appreciate those that tuned in, all 2.5 of you. And again, you can watch these videos on YouTube on the county channel. So with an eye, we'll be adjourned.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We've got a quick work session after this. Thanks, everybody. All right.
Are you sorry?
Yeah, I didn't know, what's that EMS in the work session, I didn't know that was there.
It's his standards, he has to go past the board of supervisors.
Okay, we have a,
Okay. It was the machine, no.
okay, all right. Well, we have a work session. It is regarding EMS, and I'm just gonna ask you to
Thank you.
introduce yourself, and we'll have you jump right in.
My name is Luke Griffiths, I'm the Des Moines County EMS Association President.
Christopher Mueller, Public Health.
You know who you are.
I know. I'm here just to support Luke and kind of help with this EMS system standard.
Okay. Okay, give us what you got.
So do you want me to kind of an overview of this? So the system standard is a standardized way of providing EMS services to the county. It is something that each EMS service has to do per county, while and actually all the services have to do to get that sent into the state. They review the goals and what the standards are to make sure that there's uniformity amongst the different EMS services. And so one of the things that they added this year was to bring this to the Board of Supervisors to review this and get any feedback from them. And so I believe the deadline for this is coming up, and so Luke wanted to come present this and get the survey completed so he can get that submitted.
Do you have this online that you can send this to Thomas?
I'm gonna have to go for it too long anyway, just let me listen.
Okay. If he's got this, I still have him send it to you, Thomas, just so you can skim over it.
Yeah, I can send
That'll
it
be fine.
when we're done, if that's
Okay.
okay. What this is, if you look through those surveys there, the colored sheets, it's just a bunch of surveys we had to do for the entire county, the whole EMS system. And a lot of this stuff is already completed. It's been completed over the last several years, or it was already put in place when this whole system was set up. But the big topic, and I think we came here a month or two ago, is staffing. So since we've already brought that up in the past, I wanted to just continue that one. So in staffing personnel 2.01, the second one from the bottom, it's kind of the one that we're hitting on. This is kind of the same thing that most of the other counties are hitting on too. Staffing is an issue across the nation when it comes to EMS. That's a known problem. Volunteers are not volunteering anymore. Everybody's got busier lives, so. In this, I also included the system standard goal action plan from Jackson County. And this is kind of similar. This was an example the state gave me. This is pretty much exactly what we're looking at doing. It's just go over that system standard right there, so. That system standard is the EMS System Advisory Group will assess staff numbers and staffing gaps in the system. And you can see on there that it's in progress. Just kind of talk about discussions. Last time we were all here, we talked about the Essential Service, EMS Essential Service Act. Then Tom Broker came down to the fire department and we discussed another option. Do you remember what that one was, Tom?
I think the one for the township or group of townships, I believe that's Iowa code 357, and that's just from memory, it's something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, it was 357, so.
And the one for the county one, I'm thinking was like 420, and again, I'm not sure
Okay.
of that number. But the gist of it was, I think the 357 can pass, you've gotta have a super majority to pass those.
Correct.
And that's a 60% majority. In the area, the problem that Des Moines County has is mostly centered in the northern tier, or the two northern tiers of counties.
Correct.
Those people know they have a problem. And I came up with some revenue numbers for them, because when they pass that 357, they don't tax agricultural property. And figured revenue without that, and I believe Jim Mahaffey, he thought that would work.
Yes.
And I think a 60% majority will pass up there. Countywide, not only am I against it, I don't think there's any way you get 60% of the people in town or across the county to vote for that. Most of them already have that service. And if you just tell them you're gonna add more to their taxes, we all know how that's gonna turn out.
Yep. So kind of with that, just so I can forward this to the state later on, is they're just wanting to know like our progress on that, so. I know you've kind of talked to Mahaffey a little bit. I don't know if this has moved forward at all, or if we've discussed it anymore.
What I guess as I understood from talking to Mr. Mahaffey, is there's a group of people up in the northern tier, and I can't even think of the names right off. And I understand they're looking to go forward with that. They're going to, one of the advantages of this is they can go out and they can have these meetings, and everybody knows each other. And I think they're confident. Again, I think that they're confident that they can get a supermajority out there in those townships.
And that's the 357?
That's the, Shane, and I apologize, I think it was Iowa Code 357. I don't have any of that stuff with me. Anyway, and that's where you can form an emergency medical service district out of a township, a partial township, a group of townships. And he was looking at the potential revenue from the townships that would be affected. And he thought that would take care of hiring the staffing. And I guess I'm not familiar with just exactly what they need, but he thought that they could take care of it with that. And another thing about that is, once you pass it once, you can have another election and add additional funding if you want.
Correct. So for the staffing for Mediapolis or community ambulance, they're looking at hiring 2 personnel, which will hopefully staff all of our gaps up there, especially during the daytime.
I'm not positive, yeah, and that's the way I remember it, as they were talking about it too, but you're way more versed in that than I am.
That's what they said when they came for that meeting, that they were.
Yeah, we want 2 up there, that'll help with the gap. Right now, there's 3 individuals that work at the old Hawkeye up there that are leaving work multiple times a day. And they're all salary, so they have to go back to work and work late when they get done, so they're not getting home for several hours after they're supposed to get home. And frankly, they're just burnt out. They're not getting home time, they're not getting work time, they're burnt out, so. Our best solution is to figure out how we can get at least a crew up there full-time. Not saying everybody up there needs to go full-time, because that's not feasible, but at least 2 personnel. And that would help to, I would say probably 80 to 90% of our issues up there. I guess, Tom, I don't know if you know, but is there a timeline that we talked about for getting that done? I don't remember. I had to leave that meeting early that day.
I apologize. I don't remember. I truly do not remember. When I saw that you emailed Shane, I was already gone. And I do not have any notes from that meeting. I'll tell you what you could do. You could probably, or you can call Jim, see if he knows. But did Trent leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Trent would know. Hold on just a second. Let me look up Iowa Code 357, see if I can find it.
So what are you looking for before you leave here then?
So basically, we just need to just discuss our options here. Not looking to actually settle anything today. I mean, if we do, that's great, but, discussing our options so I can forward to the state. that we're-
Options
that
or
we're-
option?
Options.
Because really,
It's
I just have to send
Chapter
this,
357F.
so I have to send this to the state, just so they know that we're trying to work on something. They just wanna know that we're trying to make progress is all it is, so. And this is, like Krista said, this is all new this year, this meeting with you guys. So there's, like I said, I included a couple examples, there's the Jackson County, Washington County, and then Iowa County, and they're all different, so.
what's that?
Is Sarah there?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
I am, it is code chapter 357F. I am sending you a link to that right now,
Okay.
I think.
And can you send that phone number to, for Luke, so that he can call, Jim? Because,
For, Jim Happy, I'll do it.
I've got his number.
oh, do you guys number? Because, I think that, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but I think the only option that everybody was comfortable with, moving forward with, because obviously, I agree with Tom, there's no way that Burlington, who's gonna be the majority voters, is gonna pass that. Is through the 357 and dealing with, letting them, further up north in the northern sector deal with that.
Luke, I apologize, I don't work very fast.
You're fine.
So how does that happen though, like a special election, it has to go onto a ballot?
It'll go onto the ballot, from my understanding. It'll be,
Yeah, but it would be a special ballot just for them, just for the township that's winning that. That's correct, Tom?
yes.
Which is just for the township or townships or partial townships. They can pretty much draw their own boundary. And the people that would vote on it would be the people that live in that,
So right now, we're looking at leaving the townships the same, leaving the districts the same, so Mediapolis covers the northern 2/3 there, and then Washington Township, so I think we're planning on leaving everything the same. I don't think we're gonna redraw any lines or anything,
Okay.
so.
Sarah, I just sent that to you.
Okay.
Could they vote on that like the drainage district does?
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure they do their own election.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm guessing that they probably, I'll tell you what, they've gotta get a petition signed. They have to pass a petition, is the first thing it says. Of resident property owners.
Okay, I've got it.
Might wanna print that out for everybody. And then if Luke needs that Jim's phone number, that's Jim's phone number.
All right, I gotta run, hold on, let me run to my office and do this, cause I can't.
Yeah, they have to have a petition for a public hearing. Yeah, the board shall on the petition of 25% of the resident property owners in a proposed district if the assessed valuation of the property owned by, well, you guys can read yourself, but, yeah, they've got.
was it, is a petition of 25% of the property owners in those townships.
Yes.
That's within the boundaries of the, where I was,
District.
Yeah, you have to petition, then you got 30 days
I
after
don't
that.
remember, maybe Luke remembers, there's, what are there, 8 townships in the top 2 tiers, something like that?
There's 7 that are included,
7.
because Pleasant
And I
Grove,
think-
Pleasant Grove's not included in that one.
Okay, and I knew there was one that wasn't included, and maybe one of the 3rd tiers might be included, I don't remember. Luke, I'm sure has got a better idea than I do, just exactly which township is or isn't included.
Yeah, so it's everything that Mediapolis covers now, which is gonna be everything above 150th Street, which starts with
Right.
Benton and Franklin. So those counties, those townships going north, and then Washington Township. Danville Township, Pleasant Grove Township, and then the Quad Townships are covered by Burlington, and those are not affected by this.
I have not talked to Jim since the day of that meeting. I actually ran into him later that day or that evening, but, so it's my understanding that they were gonna get mobilized on that,
Yeah.
because he thought that the numbers would work.
I know right now he's in the middle of, state inspections, so he's kinda focused in on that right now, so I think as soon as that's done at the end of the month, he's gonna pick back up on this.
And he's got, he had, when I first talked to him, several months ago, he had 2 or 3 other gentlemen with him, and I, for the life of me, I cannot remember their names right now.
It would've been Chuck Masner. and then
Buckmaster,
I think there's an Everhart there too.
yeah,
I don't remember the other one.
I don't, I apologize.
But is that, so what else are you gonna need? Is that enough to say that we're
Yeah,
okay
I
going
think
forward
that's
357F, and that you're gonna make some contacts, and, is that gonna get you where you need to?
Yep,
where you
I
need to be?
believe that'll get me where I need to go to finish this part, and then I can send it off to the state. So the state is the one that awards us some grant money, it's not a lot, but that's how we pay for our EMT and paramedic classes.
You're not getting any grant money without a plan of action.
Correct, you have to complete this survey,
Okay,
so that's why we're doing this. And this is all new this year, like we said, so
okay.
we're all learning together, so.
Really?
So I think I'm good if you guys are good. Do you have anything else?
Do they need any signatures, or do you need any
No,
minutes to submit with
I have
this?
to have the minutes submitted with it, and then I just need to, I'll write your guys' name down that you were here, that's it, so.
Well, you got all 3 of us there, because Tom's there, so.
Yep.
Yep.
So once Sarah does the minutes,
Yeah.
that's what you
Yeah,
need?
yeah, she gets you squared away on that. Do you, Thomas, you need anything else?
That'd be, good luck with the state.
They've been pretty easy so far, just changing
Well,
things.
that's
so.
good, they should be.
Yeah, hopefully they stay that way. James, you satisfied?
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Always want more. More money, more money.
If I want more. Well, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. But, hey, we appreciate, go ahead.
Every committee I'm on hustles for money. I mean, the state just don't, this early childhood, I've got that meeting tonight.
Thank you.
We're always after more that the state could do.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on.
Same way here.
Just doesn't seem like there's ever enough money to go around to meet the needs, man. But, you know what I say? Just keep asking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, a wise man said, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, friend, so, no, we ain't mad. Anyways, appreciate you coming down, Luke, if there's nothing else. And CP, thanks for backing him up. You're somebody. I'm telling somebody. If we're satisfied, everybody's good? Okay, Sarah Marie, thank you.
On an off note, before we just open.
Just open
Well,
up?
that's exciting.
All right.